The end of summer isn't just about cooler weather, it's about letting go of hidden clutter that steals your health, safety, and joy. Most of us think clutter is just about piles of old clothes or dusty boxes in the attic, but the truth is, the things that weigh you down this time of year are often the ones you don't even notice. They are tucked in your pantry, sitting in your garage, hiding in your yard, even lingering in your daily habits. And if you don't release them now, they can quietly drain your energy, limit your independence, and even make your home less safe for the people you love. That's why today, we're diving into the 9 things seniors should declutter at the end of summer, because the shift into fall is the perfect time to clear away what no longer serves you. Some of these items may surprise you, and one of them may even tug at your heart. But trust me, once you see what's holding you back, you'll feel lighter, calmer, and ready for the season ahead. And stay with me, because item 8 is the one that could actually save you money this fall. Before we jump in, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, because aging wiser means living lighter, and every new season gives us the chance to start fresh. Meet Marcelis, a 72-year-old retired park ranger from the mountains of Colorado. For decades, he lived in rhythm with the seasons, guiding hikers through wildflower meadows in June, watching the aspens turn golden in September, and teaching visitors how to respect the wilderness all year long. Even in retirement, those seasonal rhythms still shape his days. This past summer, his home was alive with laughter and energy. His grandkids came to stay, filling the yard with games, leaving colorful water balloons tucked into corners of the porch, and tracking bits of sand from their favorite fishing spot into the garage. Marcelis loved every moment. He grilled hamburgers under the warm evening sun, set up folding chairs for neighbors during backyard gatherings, and let his garage slowly fill with bikes, inflatable rafts, and picnic coolers. But now, as September rolls in, the evenings feel cooler, the crickets louder, and the rhythm of life begins to slow. He stands in the garage one morning, coffee mug in hand, and sees the truth clearly: summer clutter doesn't belong in fall. The toys are deflated, the lawn chairs sag, and the leftover sauces from July barbecues are stacked in the fridge, taking up space no one will use. It's not just about things being out of place. For Marcelis, it's about how each item carries a little weight. The clutter whispers reminders of a season that has ended, and holding onto it feels like dragging the past into the present. And he's not alone. This is a moment seniors everywhere face. When summer winds down, many older adults notice their homes still carrying the busy energy of June and July, long after the season has passed. That shift into fall isn't just about changing weather. It's an invitation to clear away what no longer serves, so the months ahead can feel calmer, safer, and more joyful. Marcelis' story shows us something powerful. Decluttering at the end of summer is less about stuff, and more about letting your environment match the life you're living now. And that's the journey we're about to take together. Item 1. Expired summer safety items. Let's begin with something that almost everyone overlooks: the summer safety supplies tucked into drawers, glove compartments, and bathroom cabinets. Think about it: sunscreens that sat in your beach bag, bottles of bug spray you carried to cookouts, and the travel-sized first aid kits you kept in your car just in case. These items once gave you peace of mind during the hot, active months of summer. But here's the truth: what once protected you in July could harm you in September. Sunscreen, for example, doesn't last forever. After a season of sitting in the heat, the ingredients begin to break down. That bottle you've been saving since last summer's vacation may no longer block harmful UV rays at all. For seniors, whose skin becomes thinner and more sensitive with age, expired sunscreen isn't just ineffective, it's risky. Instead of protecting you from sun damage, it can give you a false sense of safety while leaving you vulnerable. Bug spray is another culprit. Many repellents lose potency after a season, and some chemical sprays can even turn harsh or irritating when they are past their prime. If you've noticed a bottle with a sticky nozzle or a strange smell, it's time to let it go. No mosquito bite or chemical burn is worth the gamble. And then there are those trusty first aid kits. Maybe yours has been rattling around in the trunk of your car or sitting under the bathroom sink. Pull it out, and you may find bandages that no longer stick, gauze that's yellowed, or antiseptic wipes that dried out months ago. In an emergency, you don't want to discover that your safety net is nothing more than a box of expired supplies. Here's the good news: decluttering these items doesn't take hours of heavy lifting. It's simple, it's quick, and it directly improves your safety. Go through your sunscreen bottles, sprays, and first aid kits. Check the expiration dates, open the packages, and be honest with yourself about what's still usable. Replace what's outdated with fresh, reliable supplies that can truly serve you in the months ahead. Think of it this way: clearing out expired safety items isn't just about tossing old things, it's about honoring your health. You deserve products that work when you need them most. By letting go of what's expired, you're not losing anything. You're gaining security, confidence, and peace of mind for the season ahead. Have you ever discovered an expired item in your cabinet that shocked you? Maybe a sunscreen from 5 years ago or a medical supply you forgot about. Share your story in the comments. You might just remind someone else to check theirs today. Item 2. Worn out summer shoes. Now let's talk about something most people never connect to clutter: shoes. All summer long, you probably slipped into sandals for family cookouts, laced up sneakers for morning walks, or slid on flip-flops for quick trips outside. They were convenient, light, and easy. But here's the part that often gets overlooked. After weeks of heat, sweat, and daily use, those very shoes may be doing your body more harm than good. Think about the role your feet play. They've carried you across patios, through parks, and down grocery aisles. They've supported your knees, hips, and back every step of the way. But worn-out soles, stretched straps, and thin padding put more pressure on aging joints than many seniors realize. That pair of sandals you've been wearing since last summer may look fine on the outside, but if the support has broken down, every step can quietly add pain to your ankles or strain to your back. Flip-flops are a big offender here. They're easy to slip on, but they offer almost no arch support, no cushion, and no protection against tripping. For older adults, a wobbly shoe isn't just uncomfortable, it's a fall waiting to happen. And as we know, even a small fall can have life-changing consequences. Sneakers are no exception either. After months of wear, the cushioning inside flattens, and the grip on the bottom fades. What once kept you steady may now be a slick hazard on wet leaves or a tiled kitchen floor. Decluttering summer shoes isn't just about making space in your closet, it's about protecting your independence. Tossing worn-out pairs and replacing them with comfortable, supportive options for fall is a gift to your whole body. Imagine the relief of walking without that familiar ache in your heel, or standing in the kitchen without the pinch in your knees. Small changes here ripple into better mobility, more energy, and fewer risks. Here's a simple way to check: place your summer shoes on a flat surface. If they wobble, tilt, or look uneven, they're telling you it's time to let go. Run your finger across the sole. If it feels smooth and slippery, it won't grip the sidewalk when you need it to. And if your sandals or sneakers have stretched straps or broken laces, don't convince yourself you'll fix them someday. Your safety can't wait for someday. Your feet carried you all summer. Don't drag old pain into fall. By decluttering worn-out shoes, you're not only clearing space in your closet but also clearing a path for safer, more comfortable days ahead. So let me ask, do you have a pair of favorite shoes you know are past their prime, but you can't quite let go of them? Share in the comments. We've all had that one pair that's hard to part with. Item 3. Outdoor entertaining gear. Summer is a season of gathering, family reunions in the backyard, neighbors dropping by for a cookout, or long evenings under twinkle lights with friends. And with those moments comes the gear: grills, folding chairs, coolers, picnic tables, and umbrellas. They make summer easier, more festive, more fun. But as the season winds down, many of those same items that once brought joy quietly turn into clutter, or worse, safety hazards. Take the grill, for example. Maybe it's been used week after week for burgers, corn, and hot dogs. By September, the paint may be peeling, the metal rusting, and the grease tray caked with buildup. What once sizzled with flavor can now attract pests, release unhealthy smoke, or even spark fire risks if left unattended. Holding onto a rusting or broken grill isn't keeping a memory, it's keeping a hazard. Now think about those folding lawn chairs. In June, they seemed sturdy enough. But after months of sun exposure, fabric frays, screws loosen, and legs wobble. You might not notice the damage until someone sits down and the chair collapses. For seniors, or for grandkids climbing onto laps, a fall from an unstable chair can mean bruises, sprains, or worse. What once brought comfort can suddenly create pain. And then there are the coolers. They've been dragged to parks, loaded into trunks, and carried across lawns. By the end of the season, the lids may no longer seal properly, the insulation may be cracked, and handles may be broken. That leaky cooler doesn't just waste ice, it creates slippery floors, musty odors, and one more thing you'll never want to deal with on a chilly autumn day. Here's the thing, outdoor entertaining gear feels temporary, so it's easy to tuck it away in garages, basements, or sheds without much thought. But when you step into fall, carrying damaged or useless items forward just clutters your space and adds risks. Decluttering them now creates room for safer, sturdier gear in the future, and more importantly, it ensures that the next time you gather with loved ones, you're not distracted by the stress of something breaking down. Ask yourself, which of your outdoor items truly earned their place, and which are hanging on out of habit? If it's rusty, wobbly, or leaking, it doesn't deserve another season in your home. Letting it go clears not just physical space, but mental space, because your gatherings should be about laughter and connection, not hidden dangers. So here's a thought for you. Is there one piece of summer gear you've been making do with for far too long? Maybe a cooler that always leaks or a chair you warn people not to sit in. Share it in the comments, you might inspire someone else to finally release theirs. Item 4. Summer paper piles. Paper clutter may not seem as heavy as boxes in the garage or bulky furniture, but it has a way of weighing you down all the same. At the end of summer, many seniors discover stacks of brochures, handouts, church bulletins, and event flyers tucked into corners of the kitchen, slipped between cookbooks, or pinned onto refrigerators. These little papers feel harmless in the moment. You save them to look at later, or to remember a date that has long passed, but together they pile up into a mess that quietly anchors you to a season that's already over. Think about it. The vacation brochures you picked up while dreaming about a road trip, the community fair flyer that promised music and food, or the church picnic schedule that helped you plan a Sunday afternoon. Each piece of paper once had meaning, but now it serves no purpose beyond cluttering your counters and confusing your mind. Every time you glance at those piles, your brain still tries to process them, as if they're unfinished tasks waiting for your attention. That's why they feel so draining. For seniors, especially, paper clutter can become overwhelming quickly. A stack of old flyers beside the mail can hide important letters or bills. A pile of schedules from summer events can mix with medical reminders or prescription instructions. What begins as innocent holding on to memories can quietly create chaos and stress. And let's be honest, no one deserves to spend their autumn digging through expired papers just to find what matters now. Decluttering paper piles at the end of summer is about more than tidying up. It's about signaling to yourself that the season has shifted. By recycling those brochures and tossing out dated bulletins, you're making space not only in your home, but also in your mind. You're telling yourself, I'm ready to move forward, I'm living in the present, not the past. That's a powerful gift to give yourself. Here's a simple way to start. Grab the nearest pile of summer papers, set a timer for 10 minutes, and sort. If it's expired, irrelevant, or tied to an event you've already missed, let it go. Keep only what truly serves you today. You'll be surprised how much lighter your kitchen table or desk feels afterward. Remember, cluttered papers don't just take up space, they hold you in a season that has ended. Clearing them away invites you to fully embrace the fresh routines and possibilities of fall. So let me ask, what's the oddest summer paper you found lying around months later? A faded fair ticket? An old menu? Share it in the comments, you might give someone else a smile as they sort through their own stack. Item 5. Leftover summer foods. As summer winds down, one of the most overlooked forms of clutter hides in plain sight: your fridge, freezer, and pantry. All season long, family cookouts, picnics, and neighborhood gatherings filled your shelves with sauces, condiments, and frozen meats bought just in case. At the time, they served their purpose, adding flavor to grilled corn, keeping burgers ready for unexpected visitors, or offering kids popsicles on a hot afternoon. But now, many of those items are sitting half-used, freezer-burnt, or long past their best date, quietly taking up space. Here's the truth: food clutter can weigh on you just as much as boxes in the garage. Open your fridge, and those sticky bottles of barbecue sauce, jars of pickles with only 2 left floating inside, and tubs of potato salad that no one touched are still there, whispering guilt. In the freezer, packages of hot dogs or chicken bought for July gatherings may now be buried under frost, forgotten and unsafe to eat. Even those melted treats that hardened back into odd shapes after refreezing are more disappointment than delight. For seniors especially, holding onto these foods can create hidden risks. Expired condiments can harbor bacteria. Freezer-burnt meat may look edible but loses quality and can upset sensitive stomachs. And a cluttered pantry or fridge makes it harder to see the fresh, healthy foods that actually nourish your body. Instead of inspiring you to cook a simple meal, an overstuffed shelf creates frustration and waste. Decluttering leftover summer foods is an act of kindness toward yourself. It's not about waste, it's about making room for what truly supports your health in the season ahead. If it wouldn't make a fresh fall meal, let it go. Clear out the half-used bottles, toss the freezer-burned packages, and recycle those sticky jars. Then, restock with crisp apples, hearty soups, and ingredients that invite you to enjoy autumn's flavors. This shift isn't just practical, it's emotional. Every time you open a fridge free of clutter, you remind yourself that your home supports your present life, not leftovers from a season that has ended. It feels lighter, fresher, and more hopeful. So here's a question for you: what's the strangest summer food you've discovered lingering months later? A popsicle box with just one left? A mystery container hiding in the back of the fridge? Share it in the comments. You might make someone laugh as they check their own shelves today. Item 6. Faded summer decor. When we think of clutter, our minds usually go straight to closets, garages, or kitchen shelves. But one of the most overlooked areas of clutter is sitting right outside your front door or quietly lingering in your garden. Summer decorations, those cheerful flags, patriotic wreaths, wind chimes, lanterns, and even whimsical garden gnomes, bring charm and color during the warm months. They make your home feel alive with energy. But as fall approaches, many of these items begin to tell a different story. The sun has a way of fading fabrics and dulling bright paints. Flags that once fluttered proudly in June may now look bleached and tattered by September. Garden gnomes or bird statues, charming at the start of summer, might be cracked or leaning after weeks of sun, rain, and playful grandkids. Even floral wreaths that welcomed neighbors all season can appear worn, dusty, or brittle after months in the heat. Instead of adding beauty, they quietly suggest neglect. For seniors, this kind of decor clutter does more than affect curb appeal. It shapes how you feel when you come home. Walking past faded or broken decorations every day can subtly weigh on your spirit, reminding you of what has passed rather than celebrating the season you're in. Your home should reflect your dignity and joy, not a faded memory of last summer's charm. Decluttering worn-out decor is about honoring both yourself and the season. Every season deserves fresh beauty. Don't carry yesterday's charm into tomorrow. By letting go of what has faded, you create the opportunity to add autumn's warmth, maybe a wreath of golden leaves, a simple pumpkin on the porch, or even nothing at all. Sometimes the gift is the clean, uncluttered space itself. The act doesn't need to feel like loss. Think of it as a rotation, a natural rhythm that reflects the changes of life. Just as you once swapped summer sandals for cozy shoes, your home also deserves to shift gracefully into fall. When you release the cracked lanterns or drooping flags, you're not erasing memories, you're making room for new ones. Here's something to try. Take a slow walk around your home, inside and out. Notice what decorations no longer bring you joy. Ask yourself, does this piece brighten my spirit now, or does it whisper of a season that's ended? If it's the latter, thank it for its service, then let it go. So let me ask, what summer decoration have you held onto far longer than you should have? Maybe a wreath that's shedding leaves, or a garden gnome that's missing its hat. Share your story in the comments. You'll be surprised how many of us have that one decor piece we've kept long past its season. Item 7. Out-of-season health hazards. As summer winds down, Many people are quick to store away the obvious clutter, folding chairs, grills, or leftover food. But what often gets ignored are the hazardous items that come with summer activities. Pool chemicals, half-empty bottles of lawn pesticides, tiki torch fuel, charcoal starter, and leftover lighter fluid often end up shoved onto shelves in the garage or tucked into garden sheds. Out of sight, out of mind. But here's the danger. Just because the season has ended doesn't mean those items have become harmless. For seniors, these products pose a double risk. First, there's physical safety. Older containers can leak, leaving behind fumes that irritate lungs or liquids that eat into surfaces. Bottles of pesticides may corrode, caps may loosen, and one accidental spill can create a serious hazard. Lighter fluid or charcoal starter can ignite unexpectedly if stored too close to a heat source. It doesn't take much for a small oversight to turn into an accident. Second, there's the risk to loved ones. Kids and pets don't know the difference between a container of pool cleaner and a bottle of water. A curious grandchild playing in the garage, or a dog nosing around a shed, can easily come into contact with these toxins. Just because the pool is closed or the backyard cookouts are done doesn't mean curiosity disappears. Summer may be over, but danger lingers if these items aren't handled properly. Decluttering these health hazards now is an act of prevention and love. Go through your storage areas and check every bottle, can, or container. If it's expired, leaking, or half-used, don't keep it for next year. Most cities offer safe disposal programs for chemicals. Take advantage of them. For items that are still good, make sure they are sealed tightly, labeled clearly, and stored in a place that is out of reach for kids and pets. Think about the peace of mind you'll feel knowing your home is free of hidden dangers. You won't have to worry about fumes seeping into the garage, or a grandchild accidentally stumbling upon something toxic. You're not just decluttering items, you're actively protecting your health and the safety of those you love most. Here's a simple question to guide you. If you wouldn't feel comfortable placing the item under your kitchen sink, why would you leave it sitting around in the garage for another year? So let me ask you, have you ever stumbled across an old container of chemicals and wondered, why do I still have this? Share your story in the comments. Your reminder might help someone else make their home safer this season. Item 8. Energy-hungry summer appliances. Not all clutter comes in the form of boxes or piles. Some of it hums quietly in the background, eating up your money without you even realizing it. At the end of summer, one of the biggest culprits hiding in many homes are energy-hungry appliances, old fans, bulky window air conditioners, and mini fridges that kept drinks cold on the porch. They may have served you well during the hot months, but now they are more of a burden than a blessing. Think about those old fans you've had for years. Maybe the blades are dusty, the motor rattles, or the speed settings barely work anymore. Each time you plug it in, it guzzles electricity while barely cooling the room. The same goes for window AC units that ran all summer long. Once September comes, they sit unused, still draining air through cracks around the window and raising your heating bills when the cooler weather sets in. What once brought relief from the heat can quickly become a drafty, money-wasting nuisance. And then there's the mini fridge. They're convenient in the summer for cold drinks on the porch or by the grill, but here's the reality: older models can be some of the most inefficient appliances in the house. They hum constantly, driving up your electric bill for items you may not even need chilled anymore. By fall, most of these appliances are half-empty, storing nothing more than a couple of cans or condiments that could easily fit in your main fridge. For seniors living on fixed incomes, these appliances don't just clutter your garage, porch, or basement, they quietly eat into your budget. Rising energy costs make every watt count, and keeping outdated or unnecessary machines plugged in is like tossing money out the window month after month. Decluttering them at the end of summer isn't just about saving space, it's about reclaiming control over your bills and your peace of mind. The solution is simple: unplug and reassess. If an appliance hasn't been used in weeks or it's past its prime, donate it if it's still functional or recycle it responsibly. Many utility companies even offer programs that will haul away old appliances and give you a credit on your bill. Replacing a clunky fan or outdated AC with a modern, energy-efficient option next summer will save you money and keep you safer. Remember this: they don't just clutter your space, they raise your fall bills. Clearing them out now means you step into the cooler season with a lighter home, a calmer mind, and a little extra money in your pocket for things that truly matter. So, tell me, have you ever noticed your electric bill spike during the summer months and wondered why? Maybe it's time to check what's still plugged in. Share your thoughts in the comments. Your tip might help someone else save this season. Item 9. The emotional weight of summer someday items. Not all clutter is obvious. Some of the heaviest items in your home don't sit in your closet or fridge, they sit in your heart. These are the someday items. The kayak that's leaned against the garage wall for years, the fishing rod still in its original box, the half-finished craft kit you swore you'd complete when you had more time. They're tied to dreams of summer adventures that never quite happened. On the surface, these items may look harmless. They don't spill, they don't break, they don't even take up much space compared to a couch or a grill. But emotionally, they carry a weight far heavier than their size. Every time you see that unopened box of watercolor paints or that unused camping tent, it whispers a story. You didn't do what you thought you would. Over time, those whispers become guilt, regret, or self-criticism, emotions no one deserves to carry into a new season. For seniors, this kind of clutter is especially powerful. Many someday items were bought with the best of intentions, to stay active, to bond with family, to try new hobbies. But life shifts. Health changes, energy levels fluctuate, schedules fill, and sometimes those plans don't unfold the way we imagined. Holding onto the item doesn't keep the dream alive, it keeps the regret alive. Releasing these things at the end of summer is not failure, it's freedom. When you let go of the kayak that never touched the water or the picnic set that never left the box, you're not giving up on joy, you're making space for the joys you will actually experience this fall. Maybe that's cozy walks in the crisp air, new books by the fire, or simply the peace of an uncluttered space. Decluttering these someday items is like taking a deep breath and finally saying, I don't have to carry this weight anymore. And here's the most beautiful part. When you release them, someone else may get to live the dream you no longer need. Donating that fishing rod or passing along that craft kit could spark happiness for another family, turning what was once a source of guilt into a gift. Keeping them whispers regret. Releasing them opens joy for what you'll really do this fall. The choice is simple: carry yesterday's someday or embrace today's possibilities. So let me ask you, what's the someday item in your home that tugs at your heart every time you see it? Share it in the comments. You may find that letting go not only frees your space but also frees your spirit. By the time Marcelis finished walking through his home, garage, and pantry, he realized something powerful. Decluttering wasn't just about throwing things away, it was about creating space for life to feel easier, safer, and freer. He started small, picking up the sunscreen bottles and bug sprays that had been rolling around in a drawer since July. Then he turned to the fridge and freezer, tossing out sticky condiments and barbecue leftovers that had lost their spark weeks ago. Each item that left his home gave him back a little more clarity, a little more peace. Next came the porch. The sagging lawn chairs, the cooler that always leaked, and the faded flag that had seen too many storms. He let them all go. What once looked like the leftovers of summer now felt like barriers to enjoying the crisp, clean beauty of fall. Even the garage, once stacked with unused someday gear, finally opened up into a space where he could move freely without tripping, a space that reflected the season he was living in now, not the season that had already passed. And something shifted inside him. As he cleared away the old, he felt lighter in spirit. The guilt of holding on to things he never used, the quiet worry about safety hazards, the nagging weight of expired or broken items, all of it left with the clutter. What replaced it was a sense of readiness, of calm, and of excitement for the season ahead. His fall didn't just begin with cooler weather, it began with a home that finally matched the life he wanted to live. Decluttering at the end of summer isn't about loss, it's about preparing your home and your heart for the season ahead. It's about stepping into autumn without dragging along the weight of things that no longer serve you. It's about choosing joy, safety, and peace over regret and clutter. So now I'll ask you, which of these 9 items surprised you most? Was it the leftover condiments in the fridge, the worn-out sandals, or the someday hobby that still tugs at your heart? Share your thoughts in the comments. We learn and grow from one another's stories. And if this spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit like, share this with a friend over 60, and subscribe to Wise Aging Seniors, because every new season is a chance to live lighter, freer, and wiser.